Well, if you've got that feeling that nothing ever happens in the same old dull routine, life can be a party, won't you come along with me? I'll show you just what I mean. So come along, we'll have a big night. I haven't got a dime, I'll never be a Rockefeller, but I got a lot of love to share. And with a nickel in my pocket and my arm around my baby, I feel like a millionaire. So come along, we'll have a big night. So come along, we'll have a big night. Ooh, so come along, this is a big night. Ooh.
It's a big night.
Frankie.
Okay, Ellie, I'll walk you home. Quiet way, huh?
Frankie, if we stop on the way home, it'll be 2 o'clock.
1 o'clock, I promise. Besides, you can't just stop. You gotta, you know, taper off.
Okay, we'll taper off. But just until 1 o'clock. Sure hope my mom's asleep.
Amen, brother.
Still out there. I want this area sealed. Nobody in, nobody out. Right. Rip it apart. Find it.
Taken care of.
Get some men down on the road. They must have dropped us somewhere en route.
Did you hear that? They got rid of something. Who was that spice we heard back at the bridge?
All right, folks, bring it up.
Come on, we gotta get out of here.
You must have pulled it down toward the lodge. Come on. it is.
Don't, Frank. There are policemen all over here. They'll see you.
Shh.
I want every foot of the route they took search starting now. We'll start dragging this tomorrow morning.
I'll order it up.
Look. We'll get this later.
Frankie, I want to talk to you. You come hightailing in here pretty late last night.
No, I was out with a bunch of the guys. No harm.
Another thing. I get a note from a man named Robert Shaw. Who's he?
Student advisor. What's he want?
He says you're gonna flunk out unless you get with your work. Wants to see you in his office. 4 o'clock. You be there. Says you're not taking an interest. Wants me to give you an incentive. Hey! Hey! You hear what I'm telling you?
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you're gonna flunk out of school unless you get with the work.
so I'm a failure.
Well, you just better buckle down, that's all. I haven't seen a school book around here all month. And if you do flunk, I'm gonna knock your teeth down your throat. Is that incentive enough for you?
Great.
No kid of mine's gonna flunk out of high school. I work with too many dumbbells at the plant that made it. And if they can, so can you. Damn Russians will get to the moon yet. You know, you ought to take up science. That's the future, science. You ought to see what those aeronautical engineers draw down in dough at the plant.
They get a lot, I bet.
Huh. 30, 40,000 a year. That's the way to live. Not like me, standing over a drill press all day long, wondering how long the lousy work is gonna last. Nah. Get smart. Get an education. Get in the chips. There's your incentive. I got the carpool today. Hey, Frankie. Stop in after school and get a pound of hamburger, will you? And don't forget that guy Shaw.
$209,000.
Get lost.
Hi, beautiful.
Hey, Ellie! Look, Ellie. I tried to get to the money this morning, but the cops are all over the place.
Frankie, are you sure? I mean, is the money really in that briefcase?
$200,000. How does that make you feel? $200,000. I'm gonna try for it again after school.
What are we gonna do?
What do you mean, what are we gonna do? We're gonna act normal, that's what.
Frankie, we...
Come on, normal, I said, huh?
Morning, Ed. Fill her up.
Hold it, Dave. Ethel.
What's with you? Did you find that satchel full of dough Cot's been looking for?
Ah, no such luck.
How come Ethel?
Well, we just finished a new missile down at the plant. All we need is a government contract, and I'm set for life.
Oh, good, good.
How about a little pool tonight?
No, I can't. I gotta watch the station.
Oh, come on, not all night, you don't.
Yes, I do. Every time I turn my back, the garage gets cracked. I'm losing all my tools.
Any idea who's doing it?
Sure, it's kids. I try to loan them the tools, but they'd rather steal them. Most of their people are customers of mine.
Frank was in early last night.
Sure, everybody was in early last night.
I said he was in early.
The whole district was swarming with cops, and still my garage gets knocked over again.
Frank's got no use for tools.
All right, so he's selling them.
Dave, are you accusing my kid of stealing your tools?
He's knocked over that Coke machine once a month for the last 2 years.
Look, I can take my business someplace else, you know.
And when you take your business somewhere else, be sure you take Frank and that gang of his along with you.
Look, Dave, there's nothing wrong with my kid. Do you hear? There's nothing wrong with my kid.
That'll be $2.30.
Charge it.
Charge. Nothing wrong with my kid.
Frankie, I'm scared
For what?
of that money. I haven't been able to think of anything else all day.
That's a pretty dumb thing to be scared about, Ellie.
What if we do have it?
Well, we have it, that's all. Come on.
Frankie, are you going to keep it?
Keep it? Look, Ellie, I just went through a history class about William the Conqueror. Here's a guy who kept the whole of England.
But he didn't steal it, Frankie.
What do you mean he didn't steal it? He took it, didn't he? And I didn't steal that money. I found it.
Mom was pretty upset last night. I mean, she caught me coming in with mud all over my clothes.
So you slipped and fell.
That's what I told her. But she didn't believe me. She said I couldn't see you anymore.
I didn't do anything. What did I do?
But she thinks you did.
Well, let her think what she wants. We know different. Hey, Ellie. I always figured we'd always be around, you know, together.
I know, Frankie. I figured that way, too.
I'd miss a big chunk, Ellie, if you ever pulled out on me.
I don't want to pull out, Frankie.
Stick with me, will you, Ellie?
I want to. It's just trouble at home.
Stick with me.
Hey, Frankie. You know, I'd miss a big chunk, too, if you weren't around.
Can you meet me at the beach around 8?
Well, I'll try. Mom's pretty upset.
I should know about the money by then.
Hey, Frankie boy.
Hi, Jer, Tony.
How you making it?
What?
With the Turner kid.
Knock it off.
Hey, we pulled some tools out of Dave's place again last night.
What'd you want to go do that for?
Tony sold them.
Pennies.
You got anything better in mind?
Oh, he's too taken up with his girl.
I said knock it off.
I like those shy ones. When you're finished with her, spin her off to me.
Hey, buddy-o, I was only gagging it up. Come on, Frankie. Tony didn't know you were married. No harm, no harm. Come on. He's too dumb to learn.
Well, you teach him then. You teach him to keep away from me and Ellie.
Sure, Frankie. We'll see you later, huh, Frankie?
Quite a dragging operation they got going here. You know, it's interesting what they come up with so far. 3 automobile seats. You know, a little while ago, they found a cage with a skeleton of a parrot in it. What kind of a person would want to drown a parrot?
Guess it takes all kinds, huh?
We got men dragging the canal. So far, nothing. Any prints on the car?
Nothing we can get a make on.
Well, that's that.
He'll come back. Maybe not this week or next, but as long as that money's around here, he'll come back. We'll be ready for him.
I don't know what's keeping him. Oh, here he is now. Frankie! Frank, you get in here.
Hello, Mr. Shaw.
I missed you this afternoon, Frank.
I told him. I told him about that appointment. Didn't I tell you to be in Mr. Shaw's office at 4 o'clock, didn't I?
You told me.
Yeah, sure. I told him once, I told him twice. How about a beer, Mr. Shaw?
I know how it is, Frank. Sometimes you just get held up. I thought maybe we'd talk things over again.
Look, Mr. Shaw, I haven't done anything.
That's exactly why I'm here. When are you going to start doing something?
What do you mean?
Look, when I see a kid like you, I wonder what he's thinking about. Maybe you'd like to tell me. Frank, I don't like to lecture.
Go ahead and lecture him, Mr. Shaw. Lecture the hell out of him. Lord knows I've tried.
Cut it, Pa.
See what I mean? No respect. I don't know what's getting into kids nowadays. My father would have clubbed my head off. Did you get that hamburger like I told you to?
I forgot.
Forgot. Yes, sir, boy. Clubbed my head off.
Mind if I talk to the boy alone?
No. Go ahead and talk. And if he gives you any trouble, I'll take a jack handle to him when I get back. You hear me, Frankie?
Sure, yeah, I hear you.
I'll get that hamburger.
Sit down, Frank.
Let's knock off the buddy-buddy stuff, huh?
You don't leave me much choice, do you? You're a kid with normal intelligence, above average, really. And yet you're just scraping by. You're inattentive, you're a discipline problem in class. What's with you, Frank? What do you think you're going to school for?
There's a state law about schooling, or haven't you heard?
I've heard. And don't you think a little education might do you some good later on?
Look, let's stop kidding each other. When I get out of school, I do a stretch in the Army, right? And I learn a nice little trade. How to launch rifle grenades and stand guard duty or something. And in a couple of years, they let me out so the old man gets me on at the aircraft plant, passing out tools. It's a neat little plan. They got it all worked out for me. It doesn't require any brains at all.
Is that all you want?
Oh, look, don't knock it. For guys like me, it's the American way. Sure, a little fishing on the weekend. Beer and TV every night. And you know something? It's a real funny thing. I'll make more passing out those lousy tools than you'll